Welcome back to the Stinky Steamboat podcast.
Welcome back to the Stinky Steamboat podcast.
Number 7.
That is a week's worth.
Yeah, you could listen to one every day if you started now.
When you go to work in the morning, you can listen to it, and then, because, it'll take you either 15 minutes or an hour to get to work. There's no in between.
Mm-hmm. The first one's like 6 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, do those teens go over there? When we were walking up here, there were some teens.
They're in our car.
Either those are new teens or old teens.
I think those are the old ones.
The same ones that we had. Where are we? We're back at Steamboat again.
Mm-hmm.
Like, actually at Steamboat. We're not in the Salem Knob this time. And what are we doing this time, Lexi?
What are we doing this time? We're making another podcast.
Yeah, but what are we doing this trip?
Oh.
What has this trip been?
You graduated.
I graduated high school. I am adult. I am so adult.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lexi's been staying in Texas for a week. She leaves tomorrow, but we've had a whole week of activities that we've done.
Yeah.
Such as?
Watch you graduate. Go to Mr. Burger. Go to Steamboat.
Mm-hmm.
We hear the teens.
I hear the teens.
They sound jolly.
They're down there. Whatever.
Usually we're up here when it's bright in daytime, but now it is night. It is dark out, and we see the city in the distance.
Mm-hmm. It is, the sun has set. Well, it's still setting, but it has set. It's, like, bloomy and gloomy and cool. It's warm. It's warm enough.
Mm-hmm.
It's just right.
This is a preferable temperature for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, usually it's too hot for myself.
Up here.
Yeah, I mean, in Chicago we have weather extremes. It's either very hot or very cold.
Yeah, I like this. I like this a lot.
Yeah. This is good. So yeah, you graduated, then we held a prom.
Let's talk about my graduation.
Oh yeah, the year is 2020. There has been a pandemic going across the world. Therefore, many events haven't been able to happen, such as graduations and parties and proms and
anything
whatnot.
that involves groups.
Yeah.
Anything that involves a lot of people.
Yeah. Remember when they said no groups of 50 or more, and then they reduced it to like 20, and then they're like no parties at all?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Well, as for my graduation, it was supposed to happen at the end of May, but then it got postponed to June 19th, and that's when it did happen. And this has been a long time coming, because, I waited a whole another month, and now we're here, and I got dressed in my cap and gown. We took a lot of pictures. Lexi met my family.
Yeah, all 8 of your grandparents, all 80.
All 80 of them.
Yeah, how many did I meet? I met 2 pairs?
2 pairs, there's 4.
Yeah, that's fair. 4, okay.
8 of my... The voices are getting closer.
Yeah, I'm hoping they don't come here.
Yeah, me neither.
I have a hunch.
Oh, I see a light.
No. No.
It's fine. It's funny if they hear their voices. I feel like it's a new set of teens.
Probably.
They're real close. They're climbing up our way, I think.
No.
It's our way, it's my way, or the highway.
Oh, God.
They're gonna come this way.
Are they gonna sit there the whole time? That's great. That's perfect.
They have a drink. It's
Come
like
here, teens.
looks like a Sonic cup.
Cool.
I wonder if you can hear them in the back. Probably just there. Oh, they're walking this way.
Oh, good. That's perfect.
Teens are walking this way.
Teens.
Who's gonna make the first gesture?
Teens.
Hello.
Teens. Perfect.
They're gonna sit over there. Are they?
Perfect.
They're looking. Anyways. They're sitting down.
So you graduated.
I graduated.
Tell them about how I graduated.
Yeah, well, I got up, I dressed up, we got pictures taken, and then, I went to the school. I had to depart from Lexi for a little bit because I went and I saw all my classmates that I hadn't seen in like 3 months, mind you, because of Corona. So I saw them all dressed up in caps and gowns, and it was a really weird experience seeing all these people that, well, for one, I will never see again, and two, I hadn't seen in 3 months. So it's just like this backlog of memory came back. Like, oh, these people exist. As well as familiar faces and close friends. Like, you know, everyone that I love was there, and it was so cool just being in that we were in the doghouse, this like the weight room, right? Because we were graduating on the football field. This was different than any other graduation my school's done, but we were graduating on a football field. So I was in this doghouse. I was there, and there's just 300 other kids, and it was just interesting to see. And then they started lining us in alphabetical order, which took way far too long than it needed to be. But they did.
Did you not have a rehearsal?
No, they weren't allowed to. Here's the thing, we got there, and like they have everything on the field. The seats are 6 feet apart and all that, and when we were in the doghouse, everyone was just around each other. Like they took no precautions for safety and all that. It was just like they kind of gave up after all of it. I mean, they tried to do it with the audience. They had everyone show up at a certain time and then be seated apart, but that didn't even matter because of what happened next. So then they had us walk out, and as we were walking out, it was really just cool to see everyone walking out because they were also playing High School Musical, which was so cliche, but also fitting, We walked out, and then we all got seated. They called we all got seated, and then they started playing these pre-recorded videos of my classmates doing speeches because they couldn't actually do them in person because of just sound equipment and stuff, which, I don't know, it didn't make sense. But whatever. So then we watched that, and then I was looking for my family, and I finally found you guys. I found Pete's family too, and then all of a sudden, Pete and Drew were both around me in the general area. I almost got a gust of wind. Really big gust of wind.
A gust of wind that lasted a good minute.
A good gust of wind. I was like, maybe just an airplane's flying over. Just blowing wind at us, maybe something like that. I was really hoping for it. Now, mind you, there was a big chance of rain tonight, like all throughout the day.
100% all day.
100% chance of rain at 9 o'clock. And then 9 o'clock came around, and there wasn't it did not look like it was going to rain. We're like, oh.
And also you looked at the weather, and it decreased all the way to 0%.
Yeah, 0% chance of rain. I was like, okay, everything's changed. We started to do the graduation at 9, and then I say we got like 30 minutes in.
Yeah.
And then that's when that gust of wind came, and then we were like, oh no. And then they noticed that lightning was appearing, so when lightning appears, you have to have a delay. And so they announced we had a delay. Every kid got up from their chair and just yelled, like hurrayed almost, because of how funny it was. Because we'd already been delayed this graduation already and all this stuff, so the fact that we're getting a rain delay is even funnier. We all went back in the doghouse. And then the funny thing is, they had everyone like show up at the specific times to stop the spread of disease. But once they announced the delay, everyone got up at once. Like, no, it's like they didn't care anymore. Like, no Corona safety precautions were taken at that point. So then we all went back in the doghouse. It was pouring. It was windy. There was lightning. Chairs were being flown by the wind, and it was just insane. So then they gave us the choice to either come back the next day and do it at 8:30 in the morning, or you could just take your diploma and leave. So you know what I did?
Or Facebook Live.
No, that was an original choice, but they decided to do away with that anyway. They're having a ball. They're having a ball. Yeah, so you can take your diploma and leave, or you can come back the next day and continue. Each one's, it was voluntary. You didn't have to come back the next day, but I just got my diploma and left because I didn't want to do this again. It was already a funny story and a better memory than an actual graduation. this whole year has been insane, so whatever. So I took my diploma, cried on the way home, got home, and that was my graduation, and now I am a graduate. And I am no longer in high school, but high school never ends.
Mm-hmm. High school never ends.
One summer can change everything.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. And then the next day...
How was your experience at graduation?
Lovely. I loved graduation. One of the best days of my life. Loved it. I graduated a year prior. It was May 26th, 2019. You know, the perfect year, 2019, to graduate. That golden year. Yeah, it was nice. I got up in the morning. I had a disposable camera with me at graduation. So in the morning, I took a picture of my mom, my dad, and I in the mirror. My mom was bawling. My dad was in his pajamas, looking tired as ever. And I have that picture. And so then my mom was going to drive me to graduation, but I was like, I'm going to carpool like I have for the past 3 years with my carpool buddies. And so I did that. I got to graduation. My parents got there later. And I graduated. And after I graduated and all the kids were like actually going to like the other gym to grab their diplomas, I went there and they somehow let in my best friend Hannah Travis. They let her in. And my parents as well, and they were all there. They all went into the back gym, and I met them right after after I got my graduation, and it was so surreal. It was like a dream, because all my loved ones were there, and I was surrounded by like past classmates, and it was cool. We were all in like suits, so like it was dreamlike. And immediately after I parted from my parents, and Hannah and I drove to my house to interact with some of my junior friends, and I showed them my newly acquired turtle, and then we parted from them. Her and I went to Dunkin' Donuts. We acquired something, I don't remember, probably coffee, and then we just spent the rest of the night together, and then I went to a bonfire with some of my pals. And I wore my gown the rest of the day because, I don't know, funny, haha, gimmick. And also, like, I might as well revel in it since I own it.
You only
and
really
I will
wear
never
it
wear
once.
it. Yeah, I will never wear it again, so I might as well wear it for a full day.
It was I had a similar, I guess, of like feeling, because although I didn't get to like see everyone after, I saw you guys up there in my family, and you were there, and then Pete and Drew were like only like seats away from me, and I looked back to my left, and Xander was up in the stands. He never saw me, but I knew he was there. And I saw Christian in case. Like, I just knew everyone was watching me. And it was just an interesting feeling at that point.
Yeah, it was a very dreamlike experience, and it does not happen very often. I think the next time that'll happen will be whenever my next friend graduates. Because I'm going to probably see my good friend Mara graduate in another year. I think she's going to be a senior this year.
Yeah, she
junior?
should be.
No, she's going to be,
She's going to be a senior.
Oh.
Right? She's a junior.
Yeah, she's going to be a senior. She's going to go a full year without a good chunk of her friends, because a lot of her friends are older, because she's really cool, so she's friends with all the, like, older kids.
Yeah, like Case Curving.
Yeah, you know. No, but yeah, because all my art friends, they were either juniors or seniors with me. And so they either graduated with me or they are graduating this year. And so Mara's going to be left alone for a full year when she's a senior.
Sorry, Mara. And that's how Case is going to be, because Case doesn't have too many friends in his class.
Yeah, poor guy. There's something crawling on me.
I keep feeling things.
Yeah, it's fun. It's night.
It's night.
Yeah. But yeah, graduation season, love it. It's great. Cap and gowns, cool, awesome.
So
neat.
Cool.
Love them.
Lost my tassel.
I think it'll turn up. Like, there's only a few
Could look
places.
in my car. Like a deep look in my car. I haven't really looked too hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was graduation.
Yeah, and then the next day was anti-prom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so that wasn't until 6 o'clock. I don't remember what we did before. We went to the zoo.
Yes, we went to the zoo. Like weeks prior, we were like, hey, I want to go to the zoo. But then I looked at the zoo website, the Abilene Zoo website, and they were like, hey, we're doing this thing. We're doing this thing on June 20th. We were having, you paint giraffes. You can paint a giraffe. It'd be so cool. I was like, I want to paint a giraffe. And then I read into it. I was like, oh, you just paint a picture of a giraffe. I thought we could paint giraffes.
No.
I thought we could make a giraffe look all funny.
No, you can't paint a giraffe with lead paint. You'll kill him. That's bad.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it's no good at all.
Anyways, no. We painted pictures of giraffe, and this lady was a funny lady. She was telling us how to step by step. We just kind of went our own way, but as well as that,
So it was mostly like children.
Yeah, it was.
And their parents.
We did that, and she did this one thing. It was like if you needed to get her attention, you had to make a bird call.
Or like an obnoxious like parrot noise.
Yeah, just like a squawk.
Yeah, give me your best impression of that.
There's kids over there.
So what?
So what? No.
Okay, coward.
Lady was funny. And then we looked at the zoo. We looked at the real giraffes for a second. And, yeah. But then we went we went and talked with my grandparents and my dad for a few hours. Gave him his Father's Day gift. Then we went to anti-prom. Anti-prom is a thing that we do. No, we did this last year because we thought, why not throw a more personable prom? Why not throw our own little thing? So we're going to call it anti-prom. Not necessarily, like, against real prom, just, like, not prom. It's just not the real prom. So we threw that. It's just our own little party. This year, prom was canceled in April. So come June, the day after graduation, we threw our own, Anti-Prom 2020. And it was fun. It was a lot of fun. When we got there, we dressed up. A lot of people dressed up. I was surprised by how many people actually took it seriously.
Yeah, it was nice. Pete looked great.
Pete looked so great. He was wearing a full white suit with a purple dress shirt and a golden tie. He looked great. We were matching our minty green look.
Mm-hmm. You had dark green. I had a dark green dress. You had a dark green shirt with a white tie, and I had white shoes, and you had white shoes, and you had black pants, and I had black tights and an undershirt under my dress.
Mm-hmm.
We looked great.
We looked great.
We looked like a pair.
We did.
Looked like a pair.
And then, a lot of people dressed up. It was nice. And then we went swimming. We ordered pizza. That was a lot of fun. A lot of animals, but you took allergy pill, and you did pretty well with that.
Yeah, I felt fine.
That's great.
Yeah.
Except Pete's little baby cat scratched your finger.
Yeah, it's fine. It's okay.
Cheeto.
I forgive Cheeto.
But yeah, we went swimming. We played volleyball in the pool. Played Paranoia, which would have been better if we knew everyone. If you knew everyone.
I didn't know anyone.
I barely know the skater girls. I barely know them. So I think that's more of a game you play with closer friends. But it was fine. Played music. It was a lot of fun. It was just like any other party that we do at Pete's house. Yeah.
Kids are leaving?
Are they leaving? These kids are leaving. Good.
Oh, look at them.
That guy's got a striped shirt.
Yeah. Trying to climb down. Fools.
Anyways,
what else did we do? After anti-prom, we came back up here. We just hung out here for a bit.
We came to Steamboat and we looked upon the town, and being up here at Steamboat at night is a cool experience. But then after a really long day, that was really nice. And also, just being up here with you is one of the best experiences.
Yeah. And then once we then got down, and then you're like, I forgot the disposable up here, and then...
Oh, yeah.
So you came back up, and then I was in the car, and we drove down. We went to 7-Eleven for a sec, and we got the guy.
Oh, yeah, tell us the story about the 7-Eleven guy.
Yeah, so we acquired our items in 7-Eleven. We got our stuff, And then we went to the cashier, and we were just kind of quiet because we were both so tired. I was falling asleep in the car. I was out of it. And then we went inside, we got our stuff, we went to the cashier, we were quiet. And so he was like, hey, what's up, guys?
He's like, are you guys okay?
You guys okay? And we were like, well, I said, no, we're just tired. And he was like, oh, you're tired. You're tired.
You want to trade?
You want to trade?
And I go, huh?
And he was like, you want to trade? And you were like,
I was like, trade positions? He's like, yeah, you want to work my shifts? And this is all in a joking matter. He wasn't like aggressive about it. He's like, yeah, you want to work my shifts? I was like, I work 8 to 16-hour shifts every day.
And you said he like works 8 p.m. to 3.
No. It was 3 p.m. to 7 a.m.
To 7 a.m.
Which is like a 16-hour shift.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is long.
Yeah.
But he was so tired. And then he goes, and I have another job. And I do tech work for my friend. He was like trying to impress us with how tired he was.
I was so tired. All I understood from it was that I have my friend's passwords to everything.
Yeah, he goes, I do tech work for my friend. And guess what? I know all his passwords. Isn't that cool? It was just... He was trying to impress us, which he seemed like that type of person that... like always looking to get a reaction. But he was nice.
Yeah, he was alright. It was hard to kind of like get away from the conversation.
Yeah.
But then we just snuck out. We paid and we snuck out.
Said bye.
And we got back in the car, and I was falling asleep. And then we got back home, and then we went back inside, and then you went and showered, and I just fell asleep. And then you were like, "Hey, you want to shower?" And I was like,
For about an hour and a half, I kept asking, "Hey, do you want to shower?" And she said, "Yeah, in a minute." And 20 minutes would pass, and I go, "Hey, you want to shower?" You go, "Yeah, I will. I'm just, let me rest for a minute." And for an hour and a half. And then, after that, she goes, "Do you think I need to shower?" "Do you think I need a shower?" I go, "No, you didn't. It doesn't matter. I was asking if you wanted to."
Because
so you
we
didn't.
We swam in the pool, so I was like, I'm clean enough, maybe.
So you didn't shower. That was fine. We went to bed.
And then Sunday. Father's Day. Oh no.
This was Father's Day. We didn't do anything though for Father's Day.
We went to your dad's.
That was the day before.
Yeah. Sunday. What did we do on Sunday?
We had breakfast.
We had breakfast, and then we went and hung out with Christian, and we helped him film his new SpongeBob video that's going to come out at some point.
Within the next month, I think.
Yeah, he's still got a lot to shoot, though.
Yeah.
We were going to go to a trampoline park, but we ended up shooting for a lot longer than anticipated. So after we shot, we went to Fuzzy's. It's a taco place with Christian, and we ate. And then we stopped eating, and then
Christian's burrito was just shitting.
Yeah.
It just opened up at the bottom and just kept falling out, and he couldn't stop it.
And then the same thing, you got the same thing, and the same thing happened to you.
Well, mine, I ate like half the burrito, but all the beans stayed at the bottom. And it was just a bowl. I made a bowl with my tortilla of beans, and I towards the end it got really messy, but...
No, you have a picture of that. You will have a picture of that on disposable.
Yes. And we have a disposable camera, of course. We have 2. We've done this every trip. And we have quite a few pictures left on this last one. I don't know, I felt like maybe I was being too cautious on it. You want to get one right now?
Yeah, sure, I'll take a picture of you. Let's see.
Turn the flash on. You get that for them to hear it?
Yeah.
Oh, are you okay?
Yeah.
You okay? Like, she almost just fell.
We are on a mountain. I can hardly see.
Well.
Oh, wow, that is blinding. I can't see. I saw you for a
That's so
second.
bright.
I saw you for a split second.
It's so bright. Oh, the blinding light.
I saw you for a split second, and then you disappeared.
Ugh.
I was trying to center you, but I couldn't see because the red light was blinding me.
We'll see how it looks.
Yeah.
Boy, oh boy. What else did we do Sunday? We went downtown at, like, very late.
Yeah.
Like, around this time.
It was nice.
It was nice downtown. We looked at things, took some pictures.
Took a ton of pictures. I'm gonna see if we can edit that on the plane tomorrow.
Yeah?
Either that or tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Probably tomorrow. I'll have so much time. If I'm not falling asleep on the couch, not on the plane, not on the couch. I wish planes had couches, even though that would get gross so quick. But yeah, we might be falling asleep on the plane because we might come back up here tomorrow morning to watch the sunset because we've never done that, but we have plans to do that at some point.
Maybe. It depends.
Maybe.
It depends how I feel.
Motherfucker, today we wanted to wake up at noon, but no, then you just shut off the thing. I didn't even hear the alarm. And then went back to sleep until
Here's the thing.
3.
I set 3 alarms for noon, 12:30, and 1, okay? And I remember turning off the first one. But the other 2, I feel like I was so tired I turned it off without myself knowing. Or I remember turning off one of them. I don't know which one it was, but... Because it was noon, I was like, I still feel super tired, so I went back to bed.
Well, yeah, we slept for like 4 hours.
Well, okay, let's explain why.
Oh, right. Monday day. 7 a.m. Set the scene. It's Monday, 7 a.m. We're awake. We had to wake up because Christian and Case were to come by, and we, for 23 hours, would be watching all of Life with Caden. So, from 7 a.m. on Monday to like 6 a.m. on Tuesday, we watched non-stop Life with Caden marathon.
Yes.
It was glorious, but also, holy shit, just falling asleep.
It felt like a dream.
So much, yeah.
It did not feel like 24 hours. It felt like maybe... 6.
Yeah. It didn't feel like... Because, I mean, I don't know, like, the first, 12 hours went by so fast, and then...
There was at one point you asked what time it was, and we said...
It was 5.
5. I remember even another one, we said, it's 9 o'clock. You were like, 9? It's not 9. They're like, this day's going by fast. Oh, because it was just so weird sitting in the same room, watching things for a full day. Yeah.
I mean, that means, I guess, you paced everything pretty well with Life with Caden. Because if it was going by that fast...
Well, yeah, I mean, like...
Well,
yeah. The episodes were short, and you'd be like, oh, we'll just get through another episode, and then whoop-de-doo, you've watched 5 hours of content.
Yeah.
Because each season was about 5 to 6 hours. It all kind of depended. And then, yeah, so... It was fun. It was a trip down memory lane for me. And we played games with it. If you guessed the video title, you got a point. Every time my little brother, Rylan, appeared in a video, the first one to go touch him gets a point, and that was a big game.
Yeah,
everyone kept standing up and running down the hallway.
I have bruises from that game.
So sorry.
Whatever.
I didn't participate in that.
Yeah, whatever. Just sore.
And then another one, if you could guess the movie reference or pop culture reference that we made in an episode. There was a lot of little things. Christian ended up winning by a few points over Case. And then I was at the bottom. I wasn't really playing, though. And then Lexi was third.
Yeah. I don't know. I did what I could. Because, I mean, I started watching your videos when Season 3, started, right after pausing creation. And I never went back by myself to go watch the previous seasons until you showed me them.
Mm-hmm.
So I was... And also... Whenever you showed me them, it was very late, and I was already, falling asleep. So I already didn't have a great memory of what any video titles or anything that really happened. I had a general idea of a few plot points that had happened throughout the series.
Well, once the later seasons came around, you were like, I remember this one.
Yeah, I remember them coming out. It was cool.
Mm-hmm.
I remember watching them on my couch.
That's so cool, though. You were watching my channel before. I mean, we knew each other, but before we were even good friends.
Yeah.
It's great. Yeah, but I remember in, Season 3 and then most of Season 4, you would send me Snapchats of, hey, this one's great. This one was good.
Yeah, I liked them. You did a lot of cool stuff in like season 3 and 4 when I was there.
Yep. Life with Caden movie.
I
Coming
cannot
soon.
wait for that. Because it was a myth for a good while, and now it's like
It's probably going to
confirmed.
happen.
That's
it's
cool.
probably going to happen.
It's cool, because I mean, now, at least during the summer, everyone has time, and everyone's kind of free, because a lot of your friends are going to college. They won't be constricted by schedules as much.
What's going to happen is, within the rest of the summer, I'm going to start writing it. And writing has quotation marks around it. I mean, like, just loosely coming up with the full plot line. I never write things, script for script. So, I'm going to write it. And then once I'm moved in and kind of college starts, after I'm, like, settled with all that stuff, is when I'm going to actually start working on it. And we're going to have 4 main characters in this movie. Me, Pete, Christian, and Case Curry. And then every other character that I want in it, like people that have been in Life with Caden that are still canonically alive, will make cameos.
Yeah.
Which some people are dead now or written off in some sort of way, so I can't have Xander in it because he's written off as a dog.
Did I miss that? Did I fall asleep in that?
Probably. At the end of season 4, Xander turns out to be the Wereman.
Oh, right.
And so to move Ron's soul into Pete's body, we adapt Xander's soul into the dog, into Bass's body, right? So we just switch around, right? So Xander becomes a dog again because he was once a dog, whatever. And now Bass is no longer here, so I can't really...
Yeah. What if you CGI'd a Bass model?
CGI Bass into Life of Caden movie.
That would be amazing. Or if you had a Bass as like a hologram from the future.
I don't know.
That'd be amazing.
I know the general idea what I want to do with the movie, but I don't know where it's going. I just know what's the basis plot. But it'll come. 2021 sometime it'll premiere. And once it's done, set in stone, we're done with it, we're gonna watch it in the same room together.
Perfect.
Yeah, I want to be there right next to you when you watch it. I want to see your live reaction.
Fine. Is it gonna come out? Well, I mean, you don't know this, but what? If it comes out like a month before I see you again.
No. I'll time it to where we can have the viewing pretty close to after it's been released.
Okay. Run
or
to
maybe
the theater.
I could do something.
That'd be cool.
I don't know. Anyways, what else can we talk about?
Well,
we binge watched all of Life with Caden.
Yeah, and then that was yesterday. That was until today, and so we slept in until like 3:30, and we woke up and you're like, "Hey, you'll never guess what time it is," and I was like, "Oh."
You really didn't know.
I didn't know, and I really was hoping it wouldn't be 3, and then it was. I was hoping maybe it'd be noon, but we've been waking up at noon like almost every day.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, then Lexi was gonna make lasagna. And she did.
I did. I'm probably gonna have another slice before we go to bed.
Yeah?
Yeah, because I might as well. I made it. And also there's still so much. We ate like a fifth of it.
Daryl hadn't eaten yet. He'll eat one.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we ate. It was really good. You did a great job.
Thank you. I still have to perfect it.
It's good. It's really good.
It's not about the flavor anymore. Now it's about the practicality because the edges were sticking to the pan we used.
Yeah.
So I guess I have to stop putting sauce around the edges because that just dries up and then it burns and then it becomes hard to get the thing off of it. So I guess I'll stop doing that. I might start instead of greasing the pan. Ooh, that'd be crazy.
Yeah.
Because I just put sauce in the bottom so it's like so that it is moist.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, if a picky eater will eat it, then
Right.
I'm doing something right.
Rylan ate it.
Well, you ate it.
I like lasagna.
I ate lasagna.
I had it in Arkansas, had it here, and I hope to have it in Arkansas again.
Okay.
I hope to have it every time you come.
Okay.
Every time I see you, I'd like for you to make it.
I'd like to learn a new dish, though.
Sure.
I know other dishes. It's just, I like vegetables, you don't.
I'll try something.
Well, you know that thing I post sometimes where it has, like, rice, it has tomato, and then it has, like, a vegetable mix?
Yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of time I make that when I just don't have meat in the house.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I don't really like making meat anyway, because it's just, like, temperatures you have to watch out for. But, with the vegetables, would you eat that? Would you eat that?
What is that?
It's rice, and then it's like a burrito mix, but without meat.
Oh.
I put rice,
Maybe
with
not.
tomato, and it's vegetables. So like
That just seems like a bunch of sides.
fuck you, man.
Where's the dish? Where's the main course?
Rice. That's so much. It fills you up.
Rice is the main course.
Yeah, I
Rice
love
is
rice.
the side.
I love rice.
I don't feel comfortable.
What's a
with
main
this.
course to you if that were the meal? Like, what would you put as like the main dish?
Some meat. Something.
Then I can make it with meat. It tastes good with meat.
Okay, yeah.
It's just I usually don't, and if I were to choose, I'd use.
I don't.
Yeah.
Like, with me, I'm not the biggest fan of all meats, but
Well, if I chopped up
Chicken.
some beef or chicken, yeah.
chicken
Yeah,
would go
you
good with
use
that.
either of that. Cool. Yeah, I've learned I like cooking. I don't mind it.
Yeah, you're really good. From what I've
Thanks.
had.
Thanks. I have to be because my mom's such a bad cook, so I need to cook for myself now. I didn't know how bad of cooks my parents are until I started hanging out at other people's houses more often.
Really?
Yeah, because everything tastes so much better
Mm.
when it's not at my parents' house. Because everything they make has the same overarching taste for some reason, like a McDonald's.
Yeah.
It doesn't taste like a McDonald's, just like the same way a McDonald's has.
The aspect of it.
Yeah, like the fries and the nuggets, and they all have that same, like, a similarity in the taste.
Okay. Tell me what a gasket is.
Oh, yeah, a gasket associated with a car. So I recently had to change out my gasket because I had never done that, and my car was made in 2007. So I had to change out my gasket for the first time, and I like cars. We've talked about this before. So I had my friend Bryce change it out and I watched and I was of assistance, and he was teaching me how, basically, for a good while of it, for pretty much all of it. So he has these, so he does like volunteer work at a church where they fix up cars for the community, and so he has like a discount to his website where you can get car parts. And so he was like, I can order it for you and it'll cost less, and I was like, yeah, I'll take that. So he did that. And then it came in a few days later, and I was like, okay, on so-and-so day, we'll change it out. So I went to his house. We opened up my car. We popped the hood. And then we took apart my engine, and we took off. This took, like, a few hours. This took 2 hours. It usually should only take, like, an hour. But it took us a few because we were just going at a slow pace, goofing off. And then we, like, left at a few points because we had to go to the auto zone in order to pick up a few things like this one solution that just really sprays off oil really well, and yeah, there's a few more things we bought. But so we took apart my engine. We took off the little plastic part that goes on top that says like a V6 a 2-liter engine or whatnot, and then we took that off. Then we took off, so the way, like, at least my engine, I'm pretty sure with most engines it's the same, like, it's built the same, fundamentally, and so it's like a sandwich, that's hollow on the inside, so it has, like, a shell that's split in half, horizontally, and so we took off the top of it with a lot of bolts. They had to take off so many bolts, and we had to keep them in a certain order because the way with Toyotas, they like to have the same size bolt but different lengths for whatever section of the engine it is or whatever section of the car. And so we took those off, and we had to keep it in a certain order, but later on we ended up knocking it over, and they all got mixed up anyway. So we took them off, and then we took off the fuel, what are they called, damn it. My car's a it is a 4-cylinder engine, so there are 4, fuel capsules, things. We took those out, and then we unscrewed the rest of it. We took out all of it until we were left with the cylinders exposed. And then around the edge of the engine, the sandwich horizontal part, the hollow part, it was imagine a bowl, but in the shape of an engine. And then around the rim of the bowl is a rubber band of sorts.
A big rubber band.
A big rubber band of sorts. It's made of rubber. It's not that stretchy, but yeah. So imagine that. And so we took off my old one. It was not so stretchy, let me tell you. It was black. It was all cracky, because that's what happens to rubber when it gets old. It was all cracky. It wasn't that stretchy. It didn't suction, because the point of a gasket is to keep the oil in the engine so it doesn't seep out. It's like a seal. It's kind of like if you've ever seen a waterproof case, how there's just rubber around all the edges of the openings.
Good analogy.
Yeah, sure. And so we took off the old one, we set it to the side, we put on the new one. It was bright blue, and we put it on. It was all nice and smooth. It was beautiful. And then we put everything back. We put all the stuff back, and now I know how to change a gasket, which is cool. We put my engine back together because we had to take it entirely apart. And we put the plastic overlay back on it. I checked my oil, because the whole reason why I even found out I had to change my gasket was because I popped my hood, and I looked at it, and my engine was just it wasn't leaking oil onto pavement or anything, but it was just pooling around my engine, and it was coating the outside of the motor. And so that's no good, because that's just dirt. It's just dirt accumulating, and my car is losing oil, and so it's not on the inside, it's on the outside. That's no good at all. And so I was like, that's no good. So my dad looked at it and he was like, yeah, you probably need a new, he didn't use gasket because he was speaking Polish to me, but he was like, you need a new liner here. And I was like, okay. And then I was hanging out with Bryce at one point, and I popped the hood and I was like, yeah, look at this. And he was like, yeah, you need a new gasket. And I was like, yeah, that's kind of what my dad said. And therefore,
you got a new gasket.
I got a new gasket. And also, my car's been working fine for about a month now since I changed it with Bryce, and all that remains is I still have the maintenance required light on my dash, but I could probably turn that off with my next oil change, because I have enough oil in there. It's just I didn't want to have to reset my odometer, because it was the right amount of oil, and I had already driven a ton of miles after that, so I didn't want it to be offset. Even though you can drive for so long, even after the maintenance required thing comes up. Because, it's just, nothing's wrong with driving with old oil. It's just, you have a chance of having, bigger pieces of debris in your oil that's circulating in your engine, and if that gets into, one of the ignition parts, one of the parts that where fire is happening, that could catch on fire and then your car could explode. But that's very rare. So you can drive so many miles without changing your oil. For example, when I was driving here to Texas so many months ago, at around 800 miles, the thing popped up. I needed an oil change, and I still drove 200 more miles until I got here, and then I drove around here for a while. And then a few days into the trip, I changed my oil. My throat's getting dry. That is a cough. But yeah, you can go a while without having to change your oil. It's just...
Yeah.
It's not you gotta get this done. It's just kind of it's routine.
I changed it... I changed it after the first Arkansas trip. Mm-hmm. Oh, no.
Arkansas is 500 miles away. So after like 3 Arkansas trips, you probably have to change it. I don't know. What's your car? After how many miles? Do you know?
After how many miles I have to change?
Yeah, do you know what your
Just
odometer said?
3,000. Every 3,000 miles I'm supposed to change.
Oh, so now, yeah, every like
So
3 Arkansas trips.
Yeah, but also then I drive around here.
Yeah.
I just changed it before this past trip.
Mhm.
So I think, I don't know, I could probably go quite a while without changing, because we're going to go again in August.
Nuts. Chances are I might be taking my car. It's going to be expensive, but I'll probably have to change my oil after that trip.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember if mine's every 3,000 or... My dad told me 2,000. I feel like that's bullshit. It might be every 5,000, but also that just seems a bit high. I don't know. I just change it whenever you need to, because also I don't mind.
Mine's every 3,000. These rocks aren't helping.
So sorry. You have no padding.
I need to tell my story before it gets too long.
Oh, yeah.
About Case Kirby. So I work at Mr. Burger, as well as Case Kirby and Drew and Peter Mays. Pete. It's Drew Cressley. I'll say his last name too. This particular day, Pete was working with me, and Case was working with me, but we were, I was leaving at 4. Pete was working till close, so was Case, and Drew was coming in at 4. So we told Drew, we texted him like, hey, do you care? Actually, I don't know if Pete was with me. Whatever. Hey, do you care if you work in the back with the new guy? He's like, yeah. He's like, yeah, but who's going to be on dress table? Now, if you don't know, you don't know, but in the back of Mr. Burger, the kitchen, there's the grill, the fry side, the fryers, and then the dress table. Those are the 3 positions you can choose from. Drew loves the grill. He loves that grill, so he was working on grill. The new guy was working on the fryers. He was the fry cook of the day, and then we needed someone on the dress table. So we told him that Case Kirby would be on the dress table. Now, Case Kirby does not know how to work in the back as well as anyone else. He's a front of house worker. He makes the drinks, he takes the orders, all that jazz. So telling Drew that Case was going to be on dress table was going to be it's going to be a trip. Yeah, it was going to be a trip for Drew, and he said, "Oh no." Just because it would be a slow day. It would be and it wouldn't go as fast as anyone as someone else. If anyone else was on the dress table, Case just has never done it before. But that was a lie. Because Case Kirby's not going to be on the dress table. But we had this idea in Drew's head that he was. So when Drew got there, I told him that Case was going to be on the dress table. I told Case to act it up. Case was so excited, even though he wasn't doing it. He was so excited to work on the dress table. And then I was like, Drew, I need to tell you some bad news. Case is not working on the dress table. And then his face smiled a little bit. And I was like, John is working on the dress table. Now, John is no better than Case Kirby. John works in the back, but he's not good. He's just not good. We put him on grill most of the time. He doesn't work dress table at all. He's just not a good worker. But Drew was like, okay, I'm fine with that. So I told Drew I had to lower his expectations. So when I told him the real news, it didn't seem as bad, So that's what happened. And then I left. And apparently it was a smooth night. And yeah. But it was an interesting story. It was funny. Funny haha.
Mhm.
Yes.
How long have we been going?
40, almost 50 minutes.
Hours? Nice. Good.
40 hours.
Wow, that's crazy.
I might be leaving Mr. Burger soon. Don't know.
Give him those details, yeah.
Oh, it's a long story, but basically, I'm not getting the hours I want. I'm getting tired of the work. A lot of stuff that plays into it.
You've been there for nearly 3 years.
I know, 2.5, almost 3. So, I applied for a grocery store called Aldi.
I have that.
Some
here.
people are familiar with it. And then it starts at $13 an hour. I'm happy with that. I'd be very happy with that.
Yeah, it's 50% more than what you make now.
Yeah. Pete and Christian also applied for this job. So I'll be excited. I'll be really excited if I get it. And I kind of want to get it. But if I don't get it, then I'll just see where I'm at. But I might be leaving, and that's kind of sad. If you would have told me that a few months ago, I would have been shocked. But situation.
Crazy times we live in, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we went to the mall a bunch of times.
Yeah, I went to the mall 2 times.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah, it was still fun.
Yeah.
We took pictures, and yeah, the mall.
Huh.
The mall.
Yeah. Let's see.
We dressed up in red and blue.
Oh, yeah.
I dressed up in all red. Every part about my outfit was red. And
I dressed up in all blue, but I forgot my blue shoes back in Chicago, so...
Black Converse it is.
Black Converse it is, I guess.
But whatever. It was fine.
Still
It looked
all
good.
blue, yeah.
Yeah, and then we took photos, and it was fun. We went on a date. We went to Caddy's Pizza.
Mm-hmm.
And then we went to Walmart in public, and then we went to a park. So it was a lot of fun.
We also, we went to, on the first day when I arrived, we went to Pizza by Design.
Pizza by Design.
Yeah. We hung out in downtown with the men.
With a lot of people, with Drew, P, Case,
Yeah.
Christian, and Will. A bunch
that
of
was nice.
guys.
I forgot about that almost.
Yeah, it was so long ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. Oh, we went to Walmart, I feel like twice, right?
No, I thought it was just once.
Just once?
I don't know.
We were in there for a while. Did we get anything?
Yeah, no. Oh, you got something. You got the Father's Day card.
Oh, yeah, I bought you bought me the Father's Day card.
Oh, because it was $4.
Brother.
You're not going to buy my father a Father's Day card that's $4.
Well, you didn't even want to sign off on it.
It's just your card.
I didn't pay for it.
Anyways. Yeah, overall it's been a really fun week. I don't want it to end.
Mm-hmm.
But it's felt really nice. It's weird having you for this long.
Mm-hmm.
This is the longest we've been together. And I got this feeling because it's just simple things of I don't know, just simple things of asking who's gonna take a shower first tonight, something like that, got me in this mood. I'd love to live with you, but not.
Whoa!
Hey, slow. No, not anytime soon. But the idea of it, and it's felt really comfortable. Always having you here.
Mm-hmm. Whatever. I don't even care. No, yeah, it's been real nice going out to eat, every day, and I don't know what it is, but after every single meal that I've had here, I've gotten so full. So full. At least I have an appetite this trip.
That's great.
Yeah. Also, I'm just so thirsty all the time here because it's so dry.
Mm-hmm. And
then when at night I'll go blow my nose, and it will just be rocks. It will be rocks, and just hard shards that I have to blow into a tissue, and I'll shower.
So sorry.
Whatever, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been good. This has been nice.
The last YouTube video I posted on my channel was a podcast, and now a podcast. But I have someone coming up. I'm just taking my time on it. I'm taking my time on it.
Film.
I have one more thing to film from it, and then I just have to edit.
Cool. Excellent. That's cool.
Yes. Next time we see each other will be in 6 weeks. Arkansas again. Don't really know too much details about that trip yet,
yeah. Well, I mean, it'll be for my birthday. Whatever.
I'll be there, and that's all. That's all that matters.
Yeah, I'll be nice. I will make dinner for whoever is there. Hopefully, we can get Xander there. Mm-hmm. And I mean, Pete and Christian are both. They'd be excited to come.
Yeah. I don't know who's all going, but
yeah, I'll cook. I'll make either lasagna or I'll learn something new. I want to make a taco night. If we're there on a Tuesday, I want taco night.
Yeah, we are going to be on there Tuesday.
Dollar General has a bunch of taco stuff in one section I could easily make. And then I also want to bake a cake for my birthday.
Yeah.
I'm really bad at baking, but I want to
bake
try
a cake.
Make a brownie cake.
I'm not the biggest fan. Oh, wait, no, never mind. I'll have that.
Yeah.
I was I'm not the biggest fan of cake, but brownie cake sounds nice.
Yeah. Oh, chocolate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
We can also buy some ice cream, because
yeah.
Because
Yeah. Nice.
Wonderful. I guess we'll see you then, guys.
Yeah.
Listen
that's
to
probably
us then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever. Cool.
Cool. This was fun.
Yeah. Is this it?
It was nice to do that night.
Yeah, it's not so hot.
Anything else you want to say?
Have we ever plugged our Instagrams? Well, your Instagram's just your name.
Sure. If you don't know us personally and you're actually listening to these podcasts, you just found us, cool. First of all, wow.
Why?
Why
do you care about our little lives?
Our little story. Then follow us at Caden.Kirby
and Tall Jug on Instagram. Both on Instagram.
Yeah, at Tall Jug and at Caden.Kirby. Sure.
I mean, there's a lot of crossover with our pages because you post me, I post you.
I'm me today. Anyways, goodbye.
Goodbye.
This was fun.
Yeah. Bye.
Whatever.